Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. We're here on Bergen Street. Bergen Street is a famous avenue. I guess it should be avenue, but it's a street. It starts at 1st Street and it stretches all the way over to Chancellor Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. It's a major street. Everybody knows Bergen Street. Well, we're at Bergen Street and we're at the College Hospital, University Hospital, Rutgers. It's got many names. So we just call it Rutgers Hospital in Newark, New Jersey. I'm here interviewing Yusuf Shabazz. And he had a malpractice thing done to him right here at this hospital. How long ago, Yusuf?
Really 3 years ago. This is the 3rd year. But the incident occurred in 2020.
Okay. During the height of COVID.
Right.
Okay. Tell us your story, Yusuf. What happened?
Well, I came to the hospital because I've been having problems, with my phrenic nerve and pyloric valve, which caused me to choke at times.
Okay.
And when I spoke to my ear, throat, nose doctor, she referred me to Dr. Merchant for evaluation.
All right.
As soon as Dr. Merchant seen me, he wanted to schedule me for a surgery, so I figured he knew what he was doing. He didn't properly inform me that there would be other surgeries after that. So when he scheduled me for the surgery, I can't pronounce the name of it. What it consisted of was tightening up my esophagus, which tightened up my stomach wall, muscles and things of that nature. And as a result, I was suffering in pain. I couldn't eat. I was suffering in pain. I couldn't eat. I couldn't swallow. And I also had complications moving my bowel.
Okay.
2 days after the surgery, I was discharged from the hospital. And during my follow-up procedures, I kept informing the doctor over a period of time that I was having difficulty. He kept saying it was going to blow over. I even showed him from restraining, I developed like a hernia on my right lower self.
Okay.
And I showed him that. He said it would blow over. However, I continued to keep complaining. Then I went to patient advocacy. Patient advocacy is a department inside the hospital where you're a patient, you have complaints, you go there to address those issues.
Let me interject. This is after they done the surgery.
It's after they done the
Okay, go ahead.
So I went explaining, the difficulties I was having, my word falling on my doctor's deaf ear, the pain, that I'm still suffering. So I went to fill out the complaint. I told him what happened, and to acknowledge my complaint was received. I have a letter here that they acknowledged the complaint. However, did nobody investigate it, so I kept coming back to follow up on and see what the status of the complaint was. During this time, I showed my daughter my injury as far as the hernia, and she took me to Mountainside Hospital, and when I got there, as soon as they seen it, they proceeded, immediate surgery, and that was Dr. Jacobs. I have his paperwork here also. Alright, so once I had that surgery done from that hospital, pertaining to getting the hernia removed, I messed around and came back to UMD and spoke to Dr. Merchant, the one that caused the injury. And I met another doctor named Dr. Kafan, Dr. Kaveh.
Okay.
Dr. Kaveh, he did a follow-up. This is Dr. Kaveh called. He was a gastrologist too. He did a workup and things of that nature and told me I had to have a corrective surgery in order to, alleviate me of that problem. So therefore, I was still complaining about what Dr. Merchant done to me, and I wrote the Attorney General, NAACP, and Department of Health. Nobody replied to me. And nobody replied to me pertaining to that. So therefore, I wrote the directors of the hospital, the whole board of directors of the hospital pertaining to my issue. Nobody replied. I have certified return receipt letters and things of that nature pertaining to me mailing it out, things like that. So then I messed around and had to work up with Dr. Kaveh. So during the time that he did the workup, and this is another year, this is in 2001. So he did the workup all the way until 2021. He did the workup all the way until 2022. On a week before the surgery that I was supposed to have, with that Dr. Cavay was supposed to perform, he called me and explained to me that insurance wasn't going to pay for the surgery, but I needed it, I had to have it, and please check in the emergency room the night before the surgery was scheduled and give my name, they would take me straight upstairs. That's what they did.
Okay.
Shortly before that, they came, I received this in the mail from the insurance company, explaining that they wasn't going to pay for the surgery.
Okay.
And it says, Horizon Healthcare is denying your request for on-campus outpatient hospital procedure, lower esophageal pathology pertaining to a palm procedure. And that's what Dr. Cavay did, to loosen up my esophagus so I'll be able to move my bowels and things of that nature. And I'm better today. I can eat, swallow soft food, and move my bowels appropriately. So when I'm still complaining to about the hospital, what they done to me, ain't nobody get back with me. But here's a letter from Dr. Cavay saying that he performed the surgery, but I couldn't get an affidavit of merit from Mr. Smith to the court cause with my claim because he's saying he owed the duty. He owed duty to the hospital. I said no, you owe it to your patient. But however, after
So is he stating that he did a corrective surgery?
he playing with the words. It's word game.
Okay.
But however, it's in here because this would be my affidavit.
Right.
And then not just that, we received this letter from the insurance company saying he wasn't going to do the procedure.
Let me see the affidavit.
Evidently, you wasn't compliant with the medical procedures and you performed it. There was a certain protocol that you got to go through. And I spoke to another lady, and her name was in patient relations.
Okay.
I spoke to another worker in patient relations. She told me there were certain criteria that I had to meet in order to have the surgery done, and the surgery should have never been performed if it wasn't going to be paid for by the insurance company. So I said, well, okay, then therefore they deviated from medical standards. They committed negligence, as well as it wasn't in compliance with the medical rules and procedures, policies and procedures when they performed this. So now I'm still suffering, and when I went to court to sue the doctor pertaining to it, I went to court on October 6th at 2 o'clock. When I went to court on October 6th, the judge, she messed around and took all the doctors out. However, she left a nurse in there. She threw the doctors out, I guess, because she didn't want me to sue them or to cover the hospital. But
The doctors was at the court?
No, the doctor wasn't at the court. Just me and an attorney representing the doctor. But yet she left the nurses in here. So the nurse had called me in too. She took my file and injected me with a pollution that caused me to have headache, blood, nose, and blood burning that I had to seek treatment from my ear, throat, nose doctor. But even with that, having an affidavit of merit, I really would need an affidavit of merit to pursue my case. Pertaining to, the common knowledge story, it said that, the common knowledge story, like, this is what I had gathered when I structured for the court. The reason I couldn't get an affidavit of merit was nobody was willing to sign one. So it was difficult for me to obtain an affidavit of merit from a medical provider. Now it said, Yusuf Shabazz has not been able to obtain a medical provider willing and able to provide an affidavit of merit within a period for filing an affidavit of merit. under Rule NJSA 2A53A27 in Oklahoma versus Zimmerman Incorporated. The court ruled affidavit of merit requires create an unconstitutional monetary barrier to the court after the patient's medical malpractice action was dismissed due to failure to attach the affidavit of merit. First, the affidavit of merit requirements hinder the goal of deterring doctors from making careless mistakes because they know there is a smaller chance that a claim will be litigated in a jurisdiction where requiring an affidavit of merit is. Applying the above site in New Jersey court will petition the pro se indigent plaintiff alleged allegation of medical malpractice to be unlawfully denied access to the court and deprived of his constitutional right in New Jersey. New Jersey law requires him to file his complaint with an affidavit of merit by an expert attesting the validity of his claim. An affidavit of merit which he cannot afford or which New Jersey law provides no waiver. Exception to circumstances. The common knowledge exception applies where a jury with common knowledge suffice to enable the jury using ordinary understanding and experience to determine a defendant's negligence without the benefit of specialized knowledge of an expert. Quoting Herbert versus Reed, 168 NJ 387, 774, Atlantic Reporter, Atlantic, 2nd edition, 449 in 2000, quoted Estate of Chamber versus St. Barnabas Medical Center. Consequently, the negligence must be readily apparent for any average, intelligent, and ordinary experience. And now, I can go into a procedural history of my case if that would be, if I have the time to do that. Do I have the time to do that?
Yes.
Okay. This is like a facts and procedural history of my case outlining. I'm the plaintiff. I'm talking in third person. Plaintiff Yusuf Shabazz was and still experienced medical issues that initially brought plaintiff Yusuf Shabazz to the University Hospital of Rutgers. Referred to Dr. Merchant by Dr. Rachel K. Medical records will reflect. Dr. Merchant about properly evaluated plaintiff Yusuf Shabazz condition, misdiagnosed plaintiff Yusuf Shabazz, and prepared a medical team and scheduled a surgery which occurred December 23, 2020. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Shabazz complained of issues as an after effect of the surgery. This complaint and many others fell on a deaf ear and went unheard and acknowledged by Dr. Merchant. On May 5, 2021, Ms. Guadalupe injected a chemical into Yusuf Shabazz's nose, caused a burning in the nose and nose bleeding. When the doctor attending appeared, he informed Ms. Guadalupe that Mrs. Shabazz was not his patient. Mrs. Shabazz immediately called for a supervisor, none came forward. So I called for a supervisor, nobody came forward.
Okay.
Mrs. Shabazz went to patient advocacy office and filled out his complaint. That's the first document that I showed you when I filled out the complaint pertaining to when I was injured or when I first went to the patient advocacy office to explain my situation. It's right here. When I went to the patient advocacy to file my complaint, a follow-up from Dr. Rachel K for treatment and medicine records will reflect. See complaint filed through patient advocacy attached to claim. Mr. Shabazz complained to patient advocacy office at 140 Burger Street in Newark of issues, complications, which was acknowledged, but no action was taken. Plaintiff filed a tort claim. I filed a tort claim here. You know, I guess you have to put that in with the state. saw in a hospital.
Okay.
Or any other litigation. I did all the necessary paperwork. I have the certified paper, return receipts back that I received from them to substantiate. Then we went to, after discharge from the hospital, yeah, okay, missed the page, minute. I should have had everything. Alright, after discharge from the hospital, and follow up this was all explained to Mr. Dr. Merchant and attending nurse that these visits of complication, easy swallowing, and passing bowels, as well as developing a hernia on the right and lower side, straining to move his bowels. Dr. Merchant acknowledged and said it would pass. For 6 months, I suffered in pain. On June 12th, my daughter, Shalise, took me to a hospital up at Mountainside Hospital for the emergency room, where emergency surgery was performed to remove the developed hernia from my lower right side.
Wow.
Medical records reflect Dr. Jacob Lopez, MD, performed the surgery, see Exhibit 1. Returning to the University Hospital for a follow-up with Dr. Merchant, and I explained to him about the recent surgery at Mountainside to remove the hernia. Dr. Merchant performed the result of the surgery that we performed on December 23rd, 2020. For my straining, the hernia was developed from straining from the surgery that he performed, tightening up my esophagus and my bowel going down my stomach. Around May 22nd, Dr. Bay, only after properly consulting an evaluation and a workup test by other doctors in the specialty, he, Dr. Bay, scheduled the structure of palm surgery. He structured the palm surgery. He structured me to have.
So after reaching out to all of them, you have heard nothing back from the administration from the Rutgers Hospital?
Nothing from the officials and things, nothing from the officials and board of directors, anything. The letter I did receive saying we acknowledge your complaint.
Yeah.
However, they didn't do anything about it. But when he was back again, when Dr. Bay structured the palm surgery, it was denied from the insurance company. But however, he told me come in the hospital where he was going to perform the surgery, and he performed it. But this was by affidavit of merit, but he wouldn't acknowledge, and the judge wouldn't acknowledge. You know, that's why she took the doctors out and left the nurses in. I need help, because what happened to me is happening to other people when they go to his complain about issues. It falls on their deaf ear.
Yeah.
And I'm making a film to make it known to where if anybody have a similar case with this hospital, please come forward. Contact me, you know what I'm saying, at 973-393-8939, so we can come together as a class action suit to pursue this issue, to get these policies and procedures with the hospital in order. But this is an ongoing thing, not just with me. Not just with me. People be complaining and it fall on their deaf ear, where it'll keep on going. If you don't do anything about it, it'll persist until it gets to your family. If you're not affected by it, when you get to your family, that's when you want to stand up.
That's right.
Now is the time to step up now to get together and prevent this from future happening in the future.
All right. Okay, again, this is Zachariah Jackson, BASA News in front of the Rutgers UMDJ Hospital on Bergen Street in Newark. Bergen Street, a famous street.
My affidavit of merit.
But sometimes, in a case like this, we call them the Burgermeisters. And that,
thank you, sir. And
according to Mr. Yusuf, he's been treated unfairly, no respect, and they did medical malpractice on him.
But deviated from standard of care, didn't follow, they wasn't complying with the procedures. Letters right here saying it was denied, but it's still performing. And a letter right here saying he performed the procedure, they don't want to acknowledge that the affidavit of merit.
All right.
They
Again,
abused me.
Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. Goodbye.